What up? This is Landon Sworts, theepicstorm.com, and we are back with another Legacy League on Magic Online. Alright, cool. So we're actually already paired for our first round. We're playing version 7.5, so the list from the website. I like the list a lot. We'll see how we do today. I've been having pretty good luck with it, to be honest with you. So we did win the die roll, so we'll be on the play. This hand's a possible mulligan. I'm going to just do a quick Google search of the opponent. Death and Taxes, recent finish. Not a huge fan of this hand against Death and Taxes. The Thoughtseize is nice, but the defense grid is super dead. Okay, so this hand's not too bad, but the issue we really have is that this is a trap hand. This hand could do nothing, so we have no guarantee that we're going to be able to do anything before the opponent will be able to drop Thalia. So, as much as I'd like to keep this hand, I don't think we can. We can try this one. We'll put back Burning Wish. Maybe put back the other Infernal Tutor. Alright, we'll drop C. Aether Vial, so did Death and Taxes. Alright, so at the end of their turn, we're going to Brainstorm. Alright. We're going to Thoughtseize. Just thinking for a second. So we're going to try to let them preoccupy themselves with setting up Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so they grab Better Skull. Okay, so we'll make a land drop. We'll just chill. Probably gonna waste us. Cool, no problem. Now we win. Lotus Petal, Storm 1. Storm 2. Storm 3. That's brutal. We just have to accept it. We're bent. Grab Ad Nauseam. And hope to draw a Dark Ritual. That was a good draw from the opponent. Okay. Can't really do anything, so we'll just yield through the turn. We're gonna get smacked. So I think we lose. That's fine. No big deal. So we'll just go to game 2. The opponent got a good draw there. But I feel like we evaluated our mulligans pretty well. So we're gonna board out 2 grids. Then we're gonna board in 2 ponders. Board out 2 ponders. And bring in all 4 Echoing Truth. So we're on the play because we lost, so that seems good. But then when we go to game 3, because we're going to win this one, to play around Chalice on 1 with the opponent on the play, we're going to board out the 2 Ponder and bring in another 2 Empty Warrens, just so we have more lines that don't involve 1 mana spells. Because post-board, Death and Taxes often brings in Chalice of the Void. Now, they put it down on 0 a lot, actually, but it still is, it's lines, I mean, it's still like lines that play around Chalice, so it's an alright approach. Let's see, so this hand here is a little too slow for us. Well, I mean, this might be able to make Goblins on turn 1 with a Brainstorm, but the issue is that all 3 cards have to be very good, because we already have 2 cards that we want to put back. This is a little more our speed. This can make Goblins on turn 1. So we'll keep this. We're going to just put, it doesn't really matter. We'll just put Echoing Truth on the bottom of our library. Play our Lotus Petals, our Volcanic Island, our LED. Play Infernal Tutor. Make 3 mana off LED, have the Lotus Petal, grab Empty the Warren, Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10 Goblins on turn 1. That should be good enough. So our opponent is contemplating their hand currently. They are still considering their hand.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, sorry. So annoying. Okay, so we're just chilling on them. That's fine. I imagine we're going to get this game. I wouldn't mind just shuffling off to game 3 real quick, though, so it's too bad they can't just decide. Alright, so let's just bottom this Echoing Truth. Float 3 red. Boom. Yep, just as I thought. That's cool. Alright, let's get this game 3. Alright, so this is not a keep. This is tough. This hand's almost good enough. But it leaves a lot. It's really dependent on Brainstorm. And we won't even be able to Brainstorm properly right away because we're going to want to fetch basic Swamp first. Alright. This might not be good enough. But we gotta try. Alright, so we're gonna fetch Swamp and Thoughtseize the opponent. We'll take Thalia, but they have Revoker, so okay, but they're gonna port us. We gotta hold back our LEDs because they have Revoker in hand. Right now it appears that they're unsure if they want to name LED. They're gonna port us again. We really just want to draw a Lotus Petal here. That works. Mox Opal for the win. Retain priority. So we'll have 4 total black mana floating, 3 red. Fetch and cast ad nauseum. So we have our Empty the Warrens boarded in and Echoing Truth. So this could be a little bit of a bumpy ride. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we're there. We're there already. So that's cool. Cool. So we are 1-0. Jump right back into the queue. I'll adjust the record section. So we didn't get game one. To be honest with you, I guess I've been so focused on each individual turn and game of that match that I kind of forgot what happened in game one. We just fell short. Oh, that they hit us with a revoker on LED and turned off our LEDs. That's right. But we got the match. This hand's a keep. Let's before we actually commit to that though, let's just do a quick Google search of the opponent. I mean, this hand's really good, so can't imagine mulliganing this. Let's try it. Apparently, the opponent has finishes with Goblins in the past. Who knows if that's still the case? Suppose we're about to find out. That could be Goblins, right? Looks like Goblins. It is Goblins. Alright. Alright. Imprint Thoughtseize. Grab Dark Petition. Pass the turn. Okay. What do they drop a lackey? Okay, so they actually just exiled a Burning Wish from the top of our library, which I'm gonna go ahead and say that's not even a bad thing. Okay. Cool. Crack this for red. Ad nauseum. Cool. So that was a little bit of a rough flip, but we have a lot of zeros in our deck still. Alright, this is a little rough. So Storm 5, Storm 6, Storm 7, Storm 8, Storm 9, Tendrils would be 10. We have a land drop still, correct? Good old-fashioned Tendrils of Agony. Very nice. So we'll move on to game 2. So, they have a Black Splash, and the list that, oh, it looks like my green screen busted up a little bit, sorry about that. The list that they've played recently to a 5-0 finish also had a Black Splash, so let's look what they're working with. They are running main deck discard, actually, Thoughtseize and Cabal Therapy. And, let's see, the sideboard has a Graph Digger's Cage, 2 Relics, Surgical, a single Thorn of Amethyst, Plague Engineer, Magmatic Sinkhole. Okay, so that last card's not relevant. I just didn't recognize it. For a second, I thought it did something different. Okay, so they have a touch of permanent-based hate, 2 cards, and they have some discard. Empty the Warrens isn't so hot against them just because they are aggro. Echoing Truth seems pretty good against their permanent-based hate, so I feel like we're going to want that. It's only 2, though, so I don't know if we want the full 4. I almost would just rather have the Ponders to try to set up win conditions and even float some of our cards on top of our deck to protect them from discard. Maybe we do want one more Echoing Truth. I say we try it like this. Alright. Yeah, this hand's a keep. This is probably combo on turn 2 if they don't have turn 1 discard. I'd imagine if that's a focal point of their list, though, they're going to probably be trying to hit us with some discard early and disrupt us. I mean, that seems like a pretty good... seems like a pretty good way to attack your opponent's combo deck, right? So we'll see what happens. And we're going to try this hand, so we'll keep. It has potential to turn 2. Okay, so they have a Chalice. That was not in the list that we looked at online. So we're going to have to deal with that Chalice, but... Oh, look, we drew an Echoing Truth, so good thing we boarded it in. Play this out. Use Brainstorm to protect our combo pieces. And try to set up our combo. I think we might want to Brainstorm at the end of the opponent's turn, even if they don't point discard at us. Okay. So, Crater Maker. Alright. Let's crack this, and... I guess let's just grab the Volcanic in case they happen to drop another artifact and we were to draw a Burning Wish. Might as well just be ready for it. Okay, so we are like definitely ready to combo once we bounce that in just like a turn. We'll hide an Infernal Tutor on top of our library. I guess we draw it, so I guess we're not really hiding it. Yep, cool. Okay, cool. They come across for 2. We go to 17. Alright, we're going to hit that chalice. And now we win. Sure. Normally I would tutor another Lion's Eye Diamond here, but we're not going to because of the Crater Maker. It's pointless. We don't really want more than one Lion's Eye Diamond out at a time. So we're just going to cast it. Immediately cast Infernal Tutor. Retain priority, crack the LED for the 3 black. So we go up to 7. Floating 3 red, 4 black. We grab Ad Nauseam. We'll have 1 floating of each color. And we just reveal until the opponent's not alive. And I actually think we're there. I didn't count. But let's stop now. Just try to play around Gem Palm Incinerator. I don't even know how that card works, so I might be playing around something that can't even kill me here, but we're going to try. Throw Crater Maker at the Chromox. Go ahead. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So we win the match. And jump right back into the queue. I'm going to adjust the record section. We're 2-0. We are paired for round 3. Let's do it. You're going to take the play. This hand is a possible keep. It's a little clumsy, but it might not be the end of the world. Having Ad Nauseam, LED, and Infernal Tutor is weird. But we have a Brainstorm to put Ad Nauseam back. Okay, so this is either going to be the opponent's either on Reanimator, it looks like, or Miracles. We approach both matchups differently. I think this hand's alright actually for both though. We'll keep it. We're going to fetch up Underground Sea and point Thoughtseize at the opponent. Oh, they're on Reanimator. Okay, so change of plans. We're going to grab Underground Sea. Oh, they have 2. Alright, then we're going to fire off this Thoughtseize into them to blow off both triggers. and then we're going to play out LED. Alright, so they're just going to use their discard phase to drop a fatty. They have Grizzlebrand. Let's brainstorm. I'm in between wanting to put back Infernal Tutor or Brainstorm. Alright, I think we're going to take the Lotus Petal. One activation, they go to 4. We absolutely should have put Infernal Tutor on top of our library, I think. I don't know. It's tough to say. Probably doesn't matter. If they can get a second fatty now, I think we just are in tough shit, to be honest with you. Iona. Oh, just their other Chancellor. Yeah. Alright, we can't beat that. We tried. We really did. Alright. Defense grid out. Empty the Warrens out. I'm not a huge fan of Echoing Truth number 3. Try to take advantage of them mulliganing low for a 2-piece combo. Bring in a Duress. Just try to play loose. This is our toughest matchup. Even adding stuff to the sideboard. I mean, we could play Crypt. We could try to fit 2 Crypt in, but it's definitely not going to make us win the matchup every single time. So, with not a lot of graveyard decks running around, it's really tough to say if that's really what you want to do. But the deck feels really good. It's just this is not really the best matchup. But, we're just going to stay positive, stay loose, and just try to get there, really. We got some tricks up our sleeves. Echo of Eons is actually super good against them. Forcing a shuffle on their graveyard can be relevant. And just letting us have lines from Infernal Tutor or Burning Wish is just great. So, yep, we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. Mox Opal helps us a little bit. It's good against Chancellor. So is the Chromoxes. We'll see. Alright, so we're on the play from game 2. Let's go down once. This hand's ugly. This hand's not good enough. There's an argument to keep that opening hand, and maybe we should have. But the issue is that if we have a Chancellor and we throw Chromox into it, for instance, then we don't have any artifacts to pair with Mox Opal. And then also, if we throw Mox Opal into it, Chromox eats a card, and where that hand was low on colored cards, this hand's not a keep, so it goes back. I don't think we can keep this either, which is super unfortunate. Definitely our best hand we saw was the first one. I think that there's a large argument that I should have kept that. But I honestly don't even know if it could get us there. It really might not be able to. But I imagine we're to the point now where we're trying to find just a way to activate Echo of Eons on just on the first turn to redraw 7 and give us another shot. So we're going to go down one more looking for something like that, which this is actually. So we're going to keep this. We'll put this on the bottom. We'll put this on the bottom. We'll put this on the bottom. Unfortunately, they have Chancellor. We'll pay for our LED. So I feel alright with that keep. If they hadn't had Chancellor, we could have gotten a fresh 7. So, whatever. I mean, there's definitely an argument for that opening hand. I just think we would have been really low on resources, and we would have ended up being short on the match. So, hopefully this isn't a Thoughtseize or a... I mean, Cabal Therapy's fine. And hopefully it's not a Chancellor in play. If we can just get another turn, we can try to reset. It actually would be fine if they binned something but couldn't reanimate it. Alright, well that... Alright, so they target themselves here. Alright, so they drop Chancellor, which is going to be really hard for us to combo around. Okay, so like for instance, we can't combo around that right now. All right, well, we tried. There's not much we can really do. It's just not a good matchup. There's nothing like that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not like everyone plays Reanimator. The deck is actually not even that highly represented. So, like whatever. We can get it sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not like Reanimator always beats us. It's just I almost feel favored in literally every single other matchup, but this one is like, okay, we're not favored. We can't get this. I already know we can't. We should probably just concede and just keep moving. I just want to see our next draw. It's not that long to wait. Alright, cool. GG's. Good luck to our opponent in the rest of the tournament. We are going to jump back into the queue, and I'm going to adjust the record section. We are 2-1. Cool. So we are 2-1. We're gonna try to finish this out strong. Not really much we can do about Reanimator. Like, so what could we do? We could trim and empty the Warrens in a hope of Gearper, or an empty the Warrens in the Duress, or an empty the Warrens and a second empty the Warrens, or empty the Warrens and Echoing Truth for 2 copies of Tormod's Crypt, right? So not a ton of graveyard decks running around right now. So I don't know if that seems good. I think that might make the deck weaker overall, right? I just don't think it's a good matchup. And I think every deck does have bad matchups, so that just happens to be ours, right? Not a big deal. Just hope we get paired soon. I'd like to keep things rolling. List feels good, though. He had some slick plays in the first couple matches against permanent-based hate decks. Got a dog down a little bit against Reanimator, but it's cool. We got 2 more rounds. I think we're going to do good. Wouldn't mind playing against some Delver or Miracles or something like that. See if we can finish strong with a 4-1. I've been doing well lately, but I've been getting unlucky in the sense that I haven't been getting very many 5-0s. Well, I mean, I guess since the season started, I haven't gotten one yet, but I've been getting a bunch of 4-1s, and I've been playing this list mostly. It's been playing super consistent. I've just pretty much just had something happen quite often where it just kind of puts me off the 5-0, but it's not really the end of the world. The deck's playing really consistent, so it's kind of hard for me to be upset. I'm still grinding out value from leagues pretty easily, so I'm cool. The list feels really good. I like the London Mulligan. I think it's good for our deck. I think it's better for some other decks, but it does help our deck enough that we're able to run in a configuration like this pretty solidly. Like Mox Opal, where it was a little bit tougher with the Vancouver Mulligan, is definitely really strong with the London Mulligan. Just on top of that, to have Echo of Eons now, that we can capitalize on the Mox Opals with to combo on turn if we've already had a land drop off of our draw 7 is pretty nice. Yeah, it's really, really nice actually. So cool. So we're sitting here at a hot 3 minutes in the queue. Hopefully we'll get paired soon. Well, coming up on 4 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to think about some other stuff to go over on the list while we have the time to talk about it. I guess the biggest thing is, like, I do feel good about the list. So the biggest thing really is the Tormod's Crypts, and that would have been, like, if we would have had downtime, the thing that I would have probably ended up talking about, even if we hadn't ended up facing Reanimator, because it is honestly relevant enough of a concern. As far as the overall game plan of the deck is. Just because it doesn't really feel like this list has very many holes in it as far as approaching the meta. But Reanimator's just classically been a tough matchup, so cool, we won the die roll. That hand's fine. It's maybe a little slow, but the Ponders will probably help us put some stuff together. Okay, so I don't know if there's any legacy finishes from this opponent that I can see, but we'll try this hand. Just because we are so ponder heavy, I think I want to fire one off right away so we can really try to decide what we need to find more of and how we're going to navigate our turns. So we're just going to hope that the opponent's not on a Chalice deck. But if they are, we will adjust accordingly and put it together for game 3. I think there's a good argument to just point off the Thoughtseize right away, but we don't really need to. We're gonna shuffle these. We can go any order, shuffle. Chromox is a little lackluster, but it's fine. Cool. So it's a blue deck, so our Thoughtseize seems pretty relevant. That was a good draw. Why don't we try another Ponder? Does it get dazed? It does. So I'm going to consider that a good thing, actually, because we still have another one. Let's fire off our Thoughtseize. Alright, so we got to think real quick. 3, 4... Alright, so let's take the days. Alright, so we need to find an LED. Ponder will let us see more cards than Brainstorm. Imprint Brainstorm. Dark Ritual will go up to 3 black. Landside Diamond. They're acting like they drew Force of Will. But we're going for it, so whatever. We'll crack this for red in case they've got another daze. Alright. We got through. And we'll grab Tunnels of Agony. Point it at our opponent. Yeah, cool. So we prioritized taking the dazes over worrying about what they were going to set up with Batterskull or with Stoneforge Mystic. They didn't even grab Batterskull. They grabbed one of the other swords. But so we made that the priority because we wanted to try to prioritize combo over slowing our opponent down, just because we're naturally faster. So that all seemed pretty reasonable to me. Cool. Alright, so let's think. Defense grid seems good. I think we do that. Looks good to me. I think this is a keep. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Alright, so we do risk exposing ourselves to Wasteland here, but it's okay. Alright, so this will let us play around like a Spell Pierce or something from the opponent. Now, if they have double force, we'll be in a little bit of trouble. We're not going to imprint. But bar that, I think we're in a good position here. Alright, well they have single. So we could go for Tendrils here, but it wouldn't be playing around Days. And so since I think we could win with a... Okay, so they have double force. They have double force. Sorry, just thinking. I'm trying to think what we could do here to get out of this. Like, I guess we could grab Echo and hope to draw an LED, but we don't have Defense Grid out. Let's grab Dark Petition. This is getting very close to us just conceding. Yeah, I don't see us getting out of this. I'm spending mental energy watching the turns just go. I don't want to be frustrated, so I'm just going to concede. And we're just going to rock straight into game 3 and try to get this match. All right. They're probably mulliganing for force, but I gotta be honest, I don't care. We're gonna try to go for it. Alright, so we're just going to leave one LED up. In case they have force. They don't. Look at that. The deck's fast, man. This configuration is really fast. Want to see their hand? Dampening Sphere. That's good to know. Glad we looked at their hand. Just remember that for the future. I really just want to move on and get out of here, but we're going to try to grape shot them. Just because I'm feeling like it. Cool. Cool. Alright, sweet. So let's jump straight back in the queue. Update our record section. And 3-1. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. That's cool. I feel good about it. Just gotta finish strong, focus on this last match. And we're paired. Sorry, I got like... I know my phone's been getting blown up during this video. I just got people from work hitting me up. Alright, so our opponent already plays Lurin. This is really close to a keep, actually. I'm worried we won't hit blue. Sure. Alright, just hope they don't have discard. Or counter magic. But we were going to try to set up a cheap little line on turn 2 for some goblins and just try to push the pace. This is discard though. They're going to take our LED. That's fine. We're just going to have to take a different route. We could have played the LED out, by the way, but because we knew Empty the Warrens was on top of our library, I decided not to. It was definitely something that crossed my mind. Alright, let's get that Empty the Warrens into our hand and hopefully find it. Yes, cool. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Some acceleration. $12 gobos. Curious. I wonder if the opponent's no longer on a Lurin. I mean, this still could be a Lurin. What was that, a decay? Cool. I'm going to do a quick Google search and see if they've switched off to a different deck since I played them last. I've played them a bunch of times, though, and they traditionally are on a Lurin. Okay, running some Golgari Depths here and there. That might be what this list was. It definitely looked like it could have been. So this might be Depths. In that case, I definitely don't think Defense Grid's very good. I think Echoing Truth gets better. Most recent list actually has a splash of red for Wern in 6. I guess that makes sense because that card's like so good, right? Like, of course. So on the sideboard of that list, it looks like they're running Cinder Vines and Plague Engineer. I don't know. I feel like it might not be since I know that they have some. I think that this doesn't seem awful. We'll try this. I mean, we traditionally would board out discard against depths decks, but I'm just not sure with their configuration if that's what we want to be doing. Okay, so let's see. This hand's not bad. It's actually kind of flexible. Let's just see if we can get there with it. It's a little insulated against discard. It's not super fast, but it still can maybe pull it off. Pulling off to a very aggressive start with whatever they're doing. Yep, we just got hit with a Hymn to Torok. So we lost our Wish, and we lost one of our lands, but all in all, that's not really that bad. We found an LED, though, which is huge. Let's play that out and just hold our Brainstorm back. So this list is mixed up from the version that I saw from a Google search. This is definitely a little bit different. All right, we're gonna Brainstorm end of turn and see if we can try to set up a combo this next turn. Oh, Pyroblast, spicy. I like it. I like it a lot. Makes sense. All right, let's ponder. All right, if we got a fade a turn. Don't want them to draw a discard. They drew discard. No, they did not. All right, I think we win. Crack this for black. Cool. Now we just gotta kill the opponent. They have 0 cards in hand, so there's no trick up their sleeves. Pretty sure we're just finishing with a 4-1 with our only loss being to Reanimator, which is honestly like a pretty solid showing to me, in my opinion. Let's stop. Cool. Chain priority. Crack for black. Yeah, and I don't know. So we got ran over by Reanimator, but we kind of kept our just wits about us the entire league though, and we got the 4-1. So that definitely feels good. Cool. Yeah. So final thoughts. Yeah, I really like the list. We could definitely try to fit Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard. I don't know how much it'll impact. We did play against Reanimator this time, but it's just because you put 2 Tormod's Crypts in your sideboard doesn't guarantee you're going to win the matchup. I wonder what you'd be giving up to pull that off. So I'm not really too sure in that regard, but overall, I'm very happy with the deck list. I think it's very good. It's very consistent. I mean, I'm running somewhere between like 68 and 72% with it, which is pretty good in my opinion. I know for a short burst, Brian was running a hot 80% with the list. I know that other people are running very high, consistent numbers with it as well. So, I'd say if you haven't tried this list yet, you should. It's really good. And, until next time, thank you guys so much for checking out the content. Make sure to check back soon. We'll have new content up. And keep storming.